then you're going to find the vega for the straddle. And remember that when you find the vega for the straddle, when you go to your broker's site, you're actually going to want to add the vega of the call and the vega of the put. Don't just take one. So it's the vega of the call and the put together. You should know that the number is, whatever the call vega is, you're just going to double it because the call and vega are going to be the same. The call and put vega are going to be the same. So basically, if we have a total straddle vega of, in step number 4, if we have a total straddle vega of 18, on 10 straddles, this works out to be basically about $180. And what this means is that you could, if you move one volatility point, you can, if the volatility changes by 1 point, the value of your straddle will increase or decrease by $180. The value of your 10 straddle position will increase or decrease by about $180 per volatility point. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to multiply step 2, which is 0.5, by step 4, which is $180. And what that gives us is a total of 90 shares, which is the maximum number of shares that you want to be short. Okay, if you're leaning short deltas, you want to be short 90 shares. Now, I'm going to give you a little bit of leeway on this. If the thing says to be short 90 shares, you know what? Get short 100. Okay, it's not worth paying the extra commissions and having the awkward stock position of 90 shares. People like to deal in what's called a round lot. So just, selling 100 shares instead of 90 is not going to kill you. All right? In addition, you never want to have your delta be greater than 2 times your gamma in order to avoid the position running away from you. Okay, so you want to keep these things fairly delta neutral. Remember, you're starting fairly delta neutral. You want to maintain this position fairly delta neutral. Because the maximum short delta came out to be 90, and the gamma in the previous example was 40, we usually don't want to exceed, being long or short 80 shares. However, remember that we're going to start out by leaning, being short about 90 shares. Okay, so on smaller, what this comes down to is understanding that in smaller positions, you're going to have a few decisions to make. Well, I technically shouldn't be long more than 80 shares. You shouldn't be long more than 80 shares above and beyond what you started leaning. Okay, remember, if you're going to carry a short 90 or short 100 delta to begin with, that's where you start out. Okay, you're just saying, I want to remain short. I want to maintain this position. So what we're saying is, in addition to that short amount, we don't want to be long or short deltas above and beyond that level. When it comes down to deciding, we don't want to be short more than twice our gamma. We don't want to be short more than twice our gamma above and beyond what we're willing to be short. Because what you're seeing is that, if you can picture this, what you're basically saying is that being short 90 deltas, or as we say, or as we round up to 100 deltas, being short 90 or 100 deltas, that's what we consider to be flat. Okay, we're basically saying we want that position. We want to lean short. So if we're short 90, 100 deltas, we're basically going to consider ourselves flat delta. So 2 times above and beyond from that starting point is where you don't want to be. Okay? So again, and I also want to stress that you probably want to go ahead and trade stock in 100 share increments just to make yourselves just to make things easier. It's more liquid to trade things that way. So just round up or down based on what you want to do. Okay? So those are some of the things that we had available to you. Again, I hope that you've enjoyed the presentation. If we have time for questions, I'll be more than happy to answer anything that you have in mind.
I have a simple question. The difference between a floor trader and a market maker?
Good question. The difference between a floor trader and a market maker. There is actually a distinction. A floor trader is a specific type of market maker. The market maker is just defined as the guy that makes the bid and the ask. Okay, he reflects that market. He makes the bid and the ask. You can do, in electronic exchanges like the ICE, the market maker actually sits behind a computer and makes the market, so he's technically not on a floor. So he would just be considered a market maker. A floor trader is someone that's actually in a trading pit. Typically in Chicago, you'll see market makers. You'll see floor traders, and again, they're just a type of market maker that happens to be on an exchange floor, as opposed to a market maker that sits behind a desk, as you'll see on the ICE, and oftentimes on the trading floors.